each lot has got 1-inch pipe going through. They're digging from lot to lot.
Well, there might be a reason.
It seems like somebody was listening.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I think. I just came up with
His rig is loaded with bees. Again.
We have two people Just say there's a reason.
I never heard of it.
I'll start us with
There's carpet.
at least you're going up
not like somebody that was crazy. That's scared.
Going off the handle in front of you.
And especially when she's a veteran.
You don't need to put.
Oh, hi. Oh. Hi.
Hey, how's everybody?
We're all good. We're all here, so we're gonna start.
Very good.
Okay, I was waiting. Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order here and do the pledge.
Hey, you.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so this meeting is called to order. I'm gonna do 6 o'clock since that's what it says there. Now we're gonna do roll call. And let's start on the phone here. Sandra Lester here, Connie Richter here, Gary Jones.
Here.
Bob Turner.
Here.
David Humphreys.
Here.
Jerry Langton. And Judy Weir is ill this evening. Okay, so we have established a quorum. Now, I would like an approval of the agenda. Does any of the board have any additions or corrections? I'm going to take that as no.
I move to approve the agenda.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the agenda and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Against? None. Approved unanimously. Now, we have the minutes from the board meeting of June 14th. I'd like to have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes from that meeting.
So moved.
David? Second. Okay. I have a motion and a second to waive the reading and approve the minutes from the meeting of June 14th. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Before we get to our new business, I just want to remind everyone, if you have not completed your confirmation form, we've got a lot of people that have handed them in, but we still need more. So there's copies of the form right here on the table. You can do them tonight if you want. You need to have signatures from the same people that are on your share, unless it's a married couple, and a married couple, either the husband or the wife is fine. Okay? Okay, now we're going to go on to the business for the evening, which is the termination of the lease and proprietary shares. So we will take each one individually. We'll allow anyone that's here representing that share to speak, and then the board will make a vote on it. So the first one is Corporate Professional Resources, Lot 1055.
Are we gonna do something about 458?
Oh, you want me to do those first?
I don't know, I have an agenda here that says that that's the next on
Oh,
the
you went
list.
to, okay, I'm sorry. I have a different, let me do it in the order that's on here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with 458.
Right.
458 is a little bit different situation. This is a share that was registered at the county for the lot, but that was an error. It was the wrong number lot that was put on to that, what do you call this?
County record.
Yeah, so the wrong lot number was put on the county records.
Right.
The person that was listed, Glenn Topeka, never had a share that was defined to that he got. He never paid any maintenance, anything on that lot. So we want to act on it so that we have legal notice of terminating any rights that he thinks he may have to that share, because he never actually had a share issued to it. So I'm gonna, go.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that it be entered into the minutes of this meeting that a clerical error did take place concerning lot 458, and that it was incorrectly entered in the county records under Glenn Topeka's name. And it appears, I guess, from the letter I have here, that he tried to give that lot away to Emmanuel Delancy, but there was never a share issued in his name. There was never any maintenance collected on that. So that is a clerical error which has since been corrected by the county, right?
But we still need to terminate, we're gonna legally terminate it.
So we would leave, hello?
It's not. So I'd add to that motion that we would legally terminate that proprietary lease even though it wasn't issued.
Right.
Okay, I have a motion, can I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion to terminate any interest that Glenn Topeka may think he has for lot 458, even though he never officially had a share issued to him. So,
Bonnie, this is Andrew McBride. I would just interject to say Glenn Topeka, also Manuel Dedenchi, who was the absentee of recent assignment, and Andrew Topeka.
okay, I should tell the people that are sitting here, Andrew McBride is our attorney from the same company that David Bernstein has been from, our attorney for the sale. Andrew has worked, so he's from Adams and Reese, and Andrew has worked with the terminations for us, so he's on the phone. Okay, so we also want to include the Andrew Giovinaccio name in any termination of rights. So I have a motion, I have a second. We'll do a roll call vote on this. Terry?
All in favor?
Favor? David?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Gary,
yes.
Bob? I'm yes.
Sandra, yes.
Sandra, yes. So that's unanimous, all those in favor. We have terminated any rights for Glenn Topeka or Andrew Giovinaccio for lot 438. Okay.
458.
I'm sorry, 458, correct, 458. Thank you for correcting me. See, my list here says,
And whoever you wanna do, we'll get there.
oh, yeah, 438, he does.
438, and that's that
He
manual.
does own, it's
He
458.
Yeah.
It's Manuel D. Danshi. Okay, let me just restate this. We have terminated all presumed rights for Glenn Topeka and Manuel D. Danshi for lot 458. So I get it right. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to go to lot 656, Ernestine Winstanley. She has been served legal notice. Owes funds. She's been contacted. Anybody here for Winstanley? Okay. She has spoken with Mr. McBride and does, from our understanding, does not intend to challenge this. So, can I have a motion?
I make a motion that we terminate the proprietary lease for Pier 656 for non-payment of maintenance fees and non-payment of property taxes. This would also terminate the share.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to terminate the proprietary lease and the share for lot 656. We'll do roll call again, and we'll start with Terry.
Favor.
Terry's in favor. David?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I guess I should say the roll call. So Bob's in favor, Gary's in favor, I'm in favor,
I'm in favor.
Sanders in favor. So we have terminated the proprietary lease and the share for lot 656, Winstanley. Okay, now we go to Bob Moser. I have somebody here to speak. Go ahead and speak your piece, Mr. Moser.
Do you want a microphone?
Yeah, we should have a microphone. We want to have it up here.
Yeah, I never got that list. Go ahead.
Which lot are we working on?
706.
706.
716.
706.
Thank you,
Right
sorry.
on this one, I'd like you to do one later.
Yes. Yes, okay.
Thanks.
Yes. Yes.
I noticed that you're a generous person.
It's all in the water.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
So we have an expense on here back in 2016, which no one knows anything about, for $336. It's on the ledger. I have a copy for anybody else who wants to look at
Okay.
How much? 706?
it.
336, 330, it's in your package, $336.
I'm trying to find it right
Is that the second line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right at the top.
Okay, that's that. Then, in the same ledger,
Well, what was that expense? Someone has to know what it is.
okay,
Is it water?
It says water usage on the ledger.
That's what, it was a water bill, sir.
So it's
Go
a
ahead.
water bill.
okay. The water bill was paid in cash on April.
That's April of this year
Was
though.
that water bill or?
This was a water bill from 2016.
And you paid it,
What does that pay? You gotta figure out what that $300 pays.
$300 pays your maintenance fee.
No. This is a cash payment of $315.
and what
Was that
date,
a
sir?
water, he's talking
That
about
was on the
April
water.
of this year. That's
So
probably
you
this
paid
year.
the 2016 water bill 2 years later.
That would okay. So that should wipe that out up here, or if there's any balance, I can pay it. If you wanna figure that.
Okay.
Again, deal with one.
What?
I think what we need to do is, we need to table this, do some further investigation,
Yeah.
so that we all are understanding what's going on here.
Yes. I
Well,
agree.
because if you look at the ledger, you can see where the additional charges came into play.
And so the rest of it's attorney fees.
And all the maintenance fees have been paid
Yes, they are.
every month automatically.
Yes.
That's correct.
On my
That-
checkbook,
that I'm
except
aware.
one time when you put it in on the 12th, and the money wasn't there on the 12th, it was there on the 10th. And you charged me a non-sufficient fee, which is fine. You got that.
Let's just table this.
But,
and-
yeah, we will table this, Mr. Moser, but I would make a comment to you that it does appear in looking at the ledger that you don't pay your water bills. Is that not true?
Right, yeah. Now, today, I offered to pay the one that I just got in the mail, he refused it. I have that here to accept.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he has to refuse it.
He has to refuse it. until
But
the
that's,
meeting.
and the reason is because it's at the attorney's hands, but I think we should table this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we
Make
need a motion to
We need a
table?
motion to table.
I make a motion that we terminate, I make a motion that we table any action on Cheryl 706.
Okay, all those, we don't have to do a roll call on that, but all those in favor?
So you're,
Okay, now what else did you want to
In the
say?
attorney's letter,
Yes,
there's a attorney's fee for $1,700. Nobody knows what it is, he doesn't know what it is. So that's gotta be looked into. And then on the ledger, there's an attorney's fee for $400. Mr. McBride said that's not mine.
Yes, that was Renee Renault for legal action that we put against you back in, whatever that was, April. It's a $400 fee, I noticed on here.
What fee is that?
Well, we tried to collect the water bill, sir.
About the water bills?
Yes. The unfortunate thing is that once we have to turn something over to the attorneys, you can count on your bill going up by 25% immediately.
The water bills do?
no, your bill
Your
overall.
bill overall, because it goes into an attorney's hands. And you can,
Now, there's the other comment. When I went in to see him when he was booking for it, we got the bill paid more or less in cash, and he accepted it with the property and all that. And at that time, I said, I got this lawyer's letter. He said, well, they never should have taken it to the lawyer for a water bill.
How long ago was that?
That was since in
April.
2016, it was gonna go to foreclosure, and then in 2018, they looked into the game.
So we're talking 2016, it started in 2016.
Yeah, but you didn't put that $300 on my monthly bill every month like they did at one time, making my payment late to take that $300.
I believe you have merit in saying that we have to discuss among ourselves whether or not we will terminate someone's share for lack of water bill.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't
And
matter
that's
if
a
it's
very
water
good,
or
that's a very good
maintenance,
point.
there's a past
The bill
due
was sent to
balance.
the lawyer for the water.
But we, so that's why we're tabling it, we'll do some discussion, it'll come up,
And we'll find the $1,700 attorney's
we'll
fee.
get some understanding, we'll get some understanding about
Mr.
that.
McBride has had them. Now, one of the comments that's on Mr. McBride's letter is that the taxes are $835.
Yeah, paid now.
No, they are paid, I knew that they were paid. They
I
weren't
checked it
paid.
before we came.
Yeah, they weren't paid at the time the letter went.
No.
I
And that
do
was
want
another
to
issue.
mention something
Reminded
about
me.
attorney fees, though. The association is charged attorney fees, and you pass it through to the ledger.
Right.
Right.
Because there's a past due balance, there's no reason why the association should eat those attorney fees.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm
that's
not
correct.
suggesting we
Okay.
do it.
No,
We're just wanting to look into the
I agree,
payment and
but
find a
why would
way.
the attorney fees of $1,700
We-
plus
we'll-
$400?
Well, they're different attorneys at different times over the years.
Mr. McBride will give us an invoice.
Yeah, we'll get that all to you
I don't know
before,
if McBride was involved with the attorney.
no, that was
That was
our
before.
previous attorney.
One before.
We will get this all to you before, it'll be on the agenda, the next meeting we have, which it will not be, I don't know the meeting date. You'll get a letter.
I'll get a letter.
You'll
You'll
get a
get
letter.
plenty of time.
It won't be until, probably won't be till September.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking it'll be September, but we haven't set the date yet, so, okay?
And I'll pay whatever.
You're gonna pay the water, okay.
Yeah, pay what you owe now.
Can you
Keep
take
paying
the
what you owe
Can you
now.
take the water bill now? I
He
mean,
can.
Tomorrow?
He can tomorrow.
Okay. That's
He
the
can
current
tomorrow
one.
until another letter
I
is issued.
disagree
Is that
with
true?
that. This is at the attorney. We can't take.
No,
Okay.
but another,
I don't know, you better ask Andrew.
Andrew?
Yeah, I think, if he's prepared to pay the entire amount stated in the letter, then I think you'd accept it. But I think for partial payments, we should probably hold off on that until.
Okay.
Yeah,
Until we
okay, why don't
resolve it.
we get back to you?
We'll get back to you.
That the only log that I got was the one from last month.
But you have previous ones. But we'll get back to you.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna go on to the next one. The next one is lot 1055, corporate professional resources. Does anybody on the board have any, well, is anybody here that wants to speak to this? Okay, does anybody on the board have any questions or discussions about this? This is both, they owe the co-op money, they owe taxes, and we're looking at over $20,000.
I would make a motion that we terminate the proprietary lease of lot 1055, share 55, due to non-payment to the cooperative and non-payment of property taxes since 2012. This would also terminate the share.
Okay, so I have, did you get Jerry's second? I have a motion and a second to terminate the proprietary lease and the share for lot 1055. And we will now do a roll call vote, and I'll start with Terry. Yes from Terry, yes from David, yes from Bob.
Yes from
Yes from Gary, yes from Bonnie.
Yes, from Sandra.
Yes from Sandra. Okay, so we have unanimous vote of 6 shareholders, or 6 directors to terminate the proprietary lease and the share for lot 1055. Okay, next, we are going to 1058.
Right.
And I think we have Cecil Saunders.
Sanders,
You
yes.
want to come up and, you have something you want to say? Please come up and speak into the microphone. Good microphone there. No.
Push it up.
Test.
You got it.
Okay.
How you doing? My name's Cecil Allen Sanders Jr. And I met a lot of you around here, and you're a bunch of wonderful folks. I really enjoy driving my golf cart around and waving at you with the little dogs. And I have a little Dachshund. I spent 29 years in the military. And I come here after my wife passed away 2 years ago. My daughter moved me down here and she lives in Singer Island. And I moved down here. And since I've been here, I have paid my dues all the time. But I'm having a problem with VA right now, and a lot of you that's veterans understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes they don't get off their hind ends and pay you like they're supposed to. So I got behind a little bit. So what I did is, while I was gone, because I go back and forth overseas and do different things a lot of times. So while I was gone, I come back and I call Linda. And I said, Linda, I'm going to be a little bit late on my payment, so can I pay you on the first? And she said, sure, I'll put it in the book. Well, as soon as I got here, I got a letter from Mr. McBride, Anthony McBride, and he told me I owed him $2,000. Linda told me I owed $1,000. So I said, no problem, I'll get it squared away. So I talked to Gary a little bit about it, I talked to Lonnie a little bit about it, and I talked to, what's your name? Keith. I talked to Keith a little bit about it. But I don't feel that I owe the attorney a bunch of money because Linda didn't put me down in the books or whatever she didn't do. So I don't mind paying the bills because that's what life's all about. We get paid and we pay our bills. There's no problem. But then I get this letter, I got 7 letters, I think, from the attorney telling me that he's going to terminate me and one thing or another, which kind of, at my age, it kind of puts me into a down low. So I'm asking for your opinion, and whatever the judgment is, I'll be glad to do it. There's no problem. I don't want to lose my land. The other thing I have a problem with is I brought my RV back in here one night, and a gentleman come out there and started cussing me and telling me that I'm not welcome here. And it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. You know, it's like comes out cussing at you and telling you can't park your RV. Well, anyway, I finally got that squared away. I went up and talked to Debbie. And Debbie said, yeah, see, so you got number 33. Well, I didn't have 33, I really had 31. But it seems like there's some animosity here. I don't know whether Keith's got secret clearance and maybe Bonnie's got high clearance. I don't know, but it seems like we as a family need to work together. You know, if you got a problem, let's work together as a family. Don't get me all involved in all this animosity of attorneys and all this other stuff. I don't need that. Well, I'm too old for it. You know? But anyway, whatever your decision is, I'll do it. The other thing that I run into a problem on my property down there is that I asked them to have a new motor home or mobile home put in there, manufactured home. And I put in for it 2 years ago. And we got everything together, and then they tell me that we got this ELS buying the place out now.
Do we have a 3-minute rule here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do.
You need to address the board.
But anyway, I'm sorry I went over 3 minutes. But anyway, the bottom line is on that was that the motor home, manufactured home, was canceled, and I lost $2,000 on it because of ELS. Because the office told me that I couldn't put the manufactured home in here, and now Keith tell me I can. So it's very confusing to me of what the heck is going on around here in the office up there. Thank you.
Okay, I'm still not understanding what you want from us.
I'm gonna pay the bill. Whatever the bill is.
Do you have it paid tonight?
Well, if that's what you want, I'll try to work it out.
No, wait a minute, no.
We're terminating the lease.
We would terminate the lease that you are supposed to pay by tonight.
Okay, do you want me to pay by tonight or?
By tonight.
Well, I'd like to.
You said something different before.
Let's have a little discussion about
Okay.
CISO here. I appreciate you coming, CISO, and I've talked to you a couple times. And I've tried to listen to what you just told the shareholders, but I forgot my hearing aids, so I only got about half of it. But I would make a statement. On 2/7, which is February 7th, you wrote a check to the co-op. On March 7th, you wrote a check to the co-op. On April 9th, you wrote a check to the co-op. On May 8th, you wrote a check to the co-op. And on June 7th, you wrote a check to the co-op. Every one of these checks bounced, sir. Now, that brings you to our attention, but I would make a motion to the effect that we terminate your share for the monies owed unless you provide a bank-certified check for the total monies due to our attorney by August 1st, midnight.
That's reasonable.
Including all attorney.
Including all the.
Total monies due.
Yes, which his letter says the attorney fees also.
Can I get an exact amount, because I've heard, Steve told me one amount, Linda told me one amount, and Debbie told me one amount. Can I get the exact amount that I need to give you a cash check?
His amount.
First of all, please. I think Keith said 2,000, and then Linda said 1,003 or 1,010, and then Debbie told me no. I'm totally.
The letter that you got said the amount, but it does not include this one.
Okay, well, tell me how much it is, Mr. McBride, what is it, 3,000?
It's $2,010 plus $300.
Wait,
Can I get that in writing? Because I need to go, from now on, I'll report to Linda and Debbie everything, because I see that you guys have it.
That's what you just
I'll
said.
record it.
2310.
Have you sign it for me from now on. So
2310, sir, the number
But
is
then
2.
August 1st, you'll.
You want all this money too.
Can I get a document with
But
a
we're not gonna
sign
try
on
to
it,
make
something
it.
saying that?
Well, August he's due to pay the co-op.
And if
August
he's
1st.
going to pay on August.
But that's not late until August 10th.
No, it's not late, but if he's gonna bring it up.
Thank you and the board, I appreciate that, but could you give me a stamp or something, so I don't want to be like you, report everything, but I start doing it because it's an animosity going on here, and I don't understand why I have to pay.
No animosity, sir. You bounced 5 checks. I made a motion that you can redeem your share for $2,310 if you pay by midnight on August 1st with a bank certified check.
Thank you, Gary, I appreciate appreciate your honesty.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion among the board?
So
We need, okay.
Okay, wait, that motion was pay it by August first?
August 1st,
And what's the total amount?
2310.
And that includes
That won't
August
include
payment? Does that include the August
No, it
payment?
does not, because-
Then I want the August payment included, because the payment is technically
Yeah.
due the first of
But
the
it's-
month.
It's not late till the
I don't know, it's
Matter if
due,
it's late.
it's, I don't care if the late fee, it's due the first, all payments are due the first of the month, I want that included.
But that's, it's legally you have to attend.
No, but it's due the first.
Do, so that we're sure we get that one, in other words, we're gonna
Yes.
start with the same thing over and
Yes.
over again.
So it's 26.
Okay?
Give them a new
Is there, what do you feel?
I feel the 26th. I feel that August 1st should be paid.
Okay.
Can I address also what
Sorry.
we talked about on
Our
the, he said
rules
that
say
I was
you
late
have
on the
to
payment.
attend.
The reason I was late on the payment.
It's late.
The rules
But
say
it's
you
saying that
have
it's
to
due the
attend, but
first.
it's due the first. Your
It is due
document
the
says
first.
it's due the first.
Take a vote.
Well, we, okay.
Well,
We
you-
have to,
My motion's on the floor for
That's right.
2310. You can defeat that motion and make another one.
yeah,
No.
okay. So we have a motion and a second to require, a payment in the form of a cashier's check
Right.
by August 1st at midnight for $2,310. That we'll do a roll call vote. If we want, you'll have to vote that down to change it.
No.
No. Okay, Terry is a no. David?
Yes.
Yes. Bob?
Yes.
Carries yes.
I'm a no.
I'm a no.
Okay, so
It failed.
it failed because we have to have 6.
Okay.
Yes.
We have to have 6. So,
You want that?
all right, now we'll do it again.
You're,
No, we'll do it again.
You can make the next motion.
okay.
I make a motion that the payment will be made at midnight, by midnight, certified bank check, August 1st, to include the August 1st payment that's due. So the total was
2610.
2006-10.
2,610.
$2,610, that includes all attorney fees?
Yes.
Right,
That's the motion.
okay. Second, I need a second.
I'll second.
Sandra, second. I have a motion on the table to give Mr. Saunders until August 1st at midnight to pay the total amount due, which will be $2,610 in a cashier's check to redeem his share. We will, at that point, allow him to continue his share. If he does not pay that, then we will go forward with the termination.
Yeah, it's Bonnie, just to interject, I would phrase it that this determination will be automatically effective immediately following that. No further notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the,
Do I need to restate the motion?
does, Andrew, do we need to have the person that made the motion restate the motion?
No, I think that's what was intended, I'm just adding.
Okay, so I'll restate it, I don't think I have a second, I just have, so the motion is that we will allow Mr. Saunders to retain his share if he pays $2,610 in a cashier's check by August 1st, midnight. And he will be allowed to keep his share and his proprietary lease. If he fails to meet that commitment, we will automatically terminate the lease and the share without any further notice. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Sandra seconds. So I have a motion and a second. And now we'll do a vote.
Yes.
Terry's a yes. Dave?
Yes.
Yes. Bob?
I want to say yes, but that's illegal as hell. We have a provision where a person can have to the 10th of the month to pay that.
Well, our attorney doesn't feel it's illegal, so.
Well,
Well,
that
if I
ain't
could
my
just add one comment, you know, you use your right to terminate the share now.
Yeah.
This is simply a resolution that you're proposing, really in good faith. So you have the ability to structure the settlement as you see fit. So it's okay to require the payment by August 1st under these circumstances.
Did you hear that, Bob? He said that because we have the right to terminate the share right now,
Right.
that we are doing this in good faith to allow him, you know, an opportunity, and so we can structure it however we want at this point. So are you comfortable with that then, and saying yes? Okay, so Bob is a yes. Gary?
Yes.
Gary's a yes. I'm a yes.
I'm a yes.
Sandra's a yes. So we have unanimously voted to allow Mr. Saunders to bring payment in the form of a cashier's check for $2,610 to continue to keep his proprietary lease and share. And if he does not bring that money in the form of a cashier's check by the 1st of August, automatic termination of the share and the lease, proprietary lease, will happen without further notice. Unanimous vote. So that is for lot 1058. Okay.
What's next?
That's a long one. Okay, now we're gonna go, actually, the next one, what I need is a, well, let me ask, is there anybody here for Norman Richard Garrett?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Good. Give this man a mic.
Give this man a mic.
Oh,
It's on.
Oh, there, you give it.
who's this for?
This is lot 1218.
Okay.
It should
Go
be
ahead,
going,
just talk.
sir.
I have no problem.
Well, tell me who you are. Tell me who you are.
Richard Garrett.
Oh, you are Richard Garrett. Okay.
We've never met you.
I have no problem paying, you know, the outstanding fees. It's a problem getting the money. Not doing my social security. There's one check a month. And I'm trying to get the money, but I'm 84 years old and you don't get too many long-term loans. But as far as I'm dealing with the county, as far as the property taxes, that is bogus. There's no way I could owe that much money. I have half a homestead. I have service-connected disability. And I don't know anybody that's paying that kind of tax.
I would have a comment when you're finished, sir.
Okay.
I don't think, I don't know, can everyone hear me? Yeah. You're in another situation with a water bill that got you into this problem. And it was a water bill when, way back 2016 for $900. I guess my first question would be, did you recall finding a leak back then? You did find a leak and repaired it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, on my subsequent water bills, I never saw that 900. I thought maybe it was insured or taken off, you know. Because, you know, I don't understand why you only check your meters once every 3 months.
Once every 3 months, and the reason why the time it takes, we've done it on a quarter, which is in your benefit, sir, because the co-op is paying your water bill for you for 2 of those 3 months. So if we only took the water bill, water readings every 6 months, we would be giving you a 5-month loan, but we're giving you a 2-month loan right now at interest-free. I can't talk to the property taxes except to say that I checked your records, and there's 2 tax certificates that have been issued against your property taxes, so that is something you're going to have to settle with the county, and I recommend that you do, because if your home gets on the tax sale list, we will immediately terminate your share, okay? Because we don't want any of the homes or lots going up for tax sale.
This will be taken care of within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we table any action on your share until the next time we meet.
Yeah, again, so moved, okay.
His water bills are still high, he must have a still.
We'll do some investigation.
We have to.
That's why we'll just.
We had maintenance down there, they thought they saw a leak, but we needed it.
So we have a motion and a second to table this, and we will put it on the agenda for the next meeting that we have for terminations, which we expect to be in September. So I'm just gonna ask for a vote for that, we don't need to do roll call. So all those in favor of tabling?
Aye.
Opposed?
Now, Mr.
Hey, Bonnie, can I ask you a question?
Well, you shouldn't, is it quick?
Yeah, he might look into homestead exemption, you know, it's
Okay,
$50,000.
well, why don't you talk to him afterwards?
Okay, thank you.
How can you put it in September when the vote's in August?
Whether or not you terminate a share has nothing to do with whether we're sale.
All right.
I mean, we are continuing to go through and look at shares that, where money is owed or taxes are owed, because assuming that we vote to sell, any taxes that are not paid by individuals have to be paid by the co-op before we can do any sale. So if we don't assure that everybody pays their taxes, all of us are paying other people's taxes.
Yes.
That's why we're so, and I, just so that you know, we have reviewed, sent letters, talked to people. We're up to, I think, maybe 15 or more people who have paid their taxes now. So it is working. It will help us so that the rest of us don't have to pay. Okay, so we are, we're gonna put that on the agenda for lot 1218 on the agenda for our next meeting that we'll have in September. Okay, now we go to lot 1247. Anybody here for Bertrand?
We need to talk to Andrew here. Because Andrew was supposed to send his son an email, I wonder if he did.
And I did, but that doesn't, impact.
Does somebody stand up?
Are you
Are
here
you
with
for Mr.
Bertrand?
Bertrand?
No, I just have a question. I arrived like 5 minutes after you guys started. I want to know if you went over lot 458 already.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yes,
did. That
we
was the
have.
first one.
Well,
We'll come back to it just a second. We've already voted on that one.
That must be missing.
Okay, we'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so, we just were verifying, that our attorney has indeed contacted,
Did you get an answer?
yes, he said yes, he did, that he had in contacted.
I did not receive a response.
Okay.
But we sent the notice to the proper channels. That was an additional thing.
Right.
Okay, and so that's in the file, right, that you tried
So
to
it is.
contact him?
Yeah, I did. I sent an email yesterday.
Okay, thank you. So, does anybody on the board have any question about 1247?
I just make a statement about 1247, is that they have a habit, they've been on the delinquency list since 2014. And they eventually would get payment from them after much legal fees. They make a payment, and then the very next month, they go back on the delinquency list. So I would make a motion that we terminate the proprietary lease of lot 1247, which is share 247, for a lack of payment to the co-op and also property taxes that are not paid. This would also terminate the share.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to terminate the proprietary lease and the share for lot 1247. We'll do a roll call vote. Did I get a second? I'm sorry, who's second?
Terry.
Okay. Gotta keep my head straight. Okay, sorry, let's have the roll call vote. Terry?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes.
Sandra's a yes. So that's unanimous. We have terminated the proprietary lease and the share for lot 1247, which is Bertrand. Okay, now, I will go back to the gentleman who wanted to speak to us, that was for lot 458.
Thank you very much.
You want to come up here and, first of all, I need to know who you are.
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, good. We have a mic
Thank
for
you.
you. I want you to know we do record these meetings.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got here after.
So I can sing then, I can
You
sing.
can
Yes, you
sing.
can.
Okay, my name is Manuel de Benji.
Okay.
I am the owner of lot 458. I received a letter from Adams and Reese, but it was sent to a different mailing address. So actually, I never received the letter. It was by Mr. Glenn Topeka that he told me. He's in the letter too.
Yes.
So that's the reason I am here.
Okay.
I understand, I'm sorry, I understand that there's a significant debt of association. And the purpose of my coming here is to let you guys know that as soon as possible, I will pay my cashier's check. I've been paying my taxes from the property. So all I need is a date from you guys. When do you want to pay this?
Well,
Would
okay.
you like to do it, Rob?
Yeah, I'm gonna, what we have Andrew McBride from Adams Reese that you got the letter from.
Yes.
He's going to address that. He'll talk to you right there.
Okay,
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, sir, how much do you pay for this property?
I don't recall right now, sir. I don't recall because I buy properties all around and I don't have exactly the amount.
You don't remember what you paid for?
No, sir, no, I have it in the records. I have it in my
A few
records.
months ago, the dock stamp was only 70 cents. Was it a nominal sum you paid, any substantial amount of money, do you remember?
No, I do not remember, sir, but I have my attorney, B.J. Reeves. I can provide you her phone number, and she has all the information that you require.
So here's the situation, the reason the letter went out. The history here shows that, I believe Mr. Tupeka purchased lot 438 from the association back in 2015. The memorandum of occupancy that was given to him contained an error. And the error was that it accidentally stated 458, not 438. Mr. Tupeka then came in and signed a document that terminates any interest he has in lot 458 and was then given a memorandum of occupancy up to lot 438. So Mr. Tupeka signed basically acknowledging the mistake and received the proper deed, which is to lot 438, recorded a public record of termination for lot 458 because the agreement was it was a mistake and everyone was aware of that. So from the association standpoint, we were very surprised to see that Mr. Tupeka, I guess, attempted to sell to you just a couple of months ago, lot 458, because he already signed a termination indicating he had no interest in that lot. He had never paid any maintenance fees on that lot. He hadn't paid taxes on that lot. And what it appears to us is that he knew what he was doing at the time he gave you that deed, was probably not enforceable. Did it for some reason. I don't know what, if anything, you paid to him. Even though it was only 2 months ago, you're not able to tell me what you paid, which suggests you didn't pay much.
Not really, not necessarily. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Not necessarily, sir. You're assuming something that I did not pay whatever I had to pay. But go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that's the way it appears to us.
Well,
and we're looking at this now,
here
and
is something.
nobody had paid the maintenance fees on this lot.
That's exactly the reason why I'm here.
Right, but we're not in a position to accept maintenance fees from you. because
Okay, well, I think that the most important part here is that because I see that there's some legal situations here. If you be so kind and take the number of my attorney, and we can see what's going to happen after that, or I can have my attorney call you if it's okay.
That would be fine.
Excellent.
I'm happy to speak to your attorney, but just, I guess, to the board of directors who are there, it's my view that the vote that took place was proper earlier this evening. And
Perfect.
ratified, repeated for the presentation now, speaking reason, and if the attorney is able to show me something to the contrary.
Sounds good.
Yes, but.
Sounds good. Sounds very good.
What he's suggesting is that we let you know that prior to the time you got to this meeting, we voted to terminate.
Yes, but the meeting says I was supposed to be here at 6:30.
It says 6:30?
Yes, ma'am. Does it say 6:30?
I'm looking at this letter.
I arrived before 6:30.
You did arrive before 6:30, but. Yeah, it says 6 PM. I'm looking for it on this letter to show you. I only have one page. There was 2 pages to this. It would be on the second page, and on the second page.
4:58.
So we do that?
I should have a copy of it here.
Where does it say the time?
I think that's the third page.
Third page?
Yeah, there's 3 pages to the letter.
I only have 2 pages there.
There's
Well, I can give him a copy of it.
Yeah, I'm looking, Bonnie, I'm looking at a copy right now. It's on the second page, the first full paragraph, and it says, yeah.
It says 6 PM.
I don't see it on this thing.
Well, here it is.
Oh, here it is. So, be advised that the board of directors should meet at 6 PM. But I mean, you've had a chance to speak, sir, and I guess you said that you're gonna have your attorney and our attorney work on it. We're gonna take no further action on it tonight. We've already terminated.
We've already terminated.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay,
Let's see
yeah,
what happens.
that's
It's up
fine.
to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will speak to your attorney, sir.
Thank you for coming, though. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to update the shareholders that are here, what is the status of ELS. I did put a note on, next door, but we have had a visit from a couple of different departments from ELS, from acquisition and from the sales people. And they were around and looked at our property. They do expect to bring 100 new homes in here in the first few months. I also had, and they also were asking for ideas of what are the first things we think they should do to improve our amenities. They suggested things like new clubhouses, new pools. Did we want a clubhouse big enough for everybody to be in one place? Did we want pickleball courts, or all of those kind of things? So I'm taking suggestions. People did put suggestions on Nextdoor. After we have a vote to determine if we're selling, we will, and we sign a contract. We will be forming a citizens committee that will help us all decide which are the things that will be done first. And this is things that ELS will do above and beyond what they are committing to the infrastructure support. So, I mean, we all know we need roads, sewer, those things, and that's above and beyond this. I also had a call this week, and they are very soon going to bring in their survey crew, and they're going to start surveying the boundaries of the property. That's one of the things that needs to happen. So we're moving forward to look at all of these things so that we can, once there's a vote, we can move quickly and get a contract signed and move forward as quickly as we can. You gotta wait, this is a board meeting, you gotta wait till after I'm done.
I apologize.
That's all right, I just keep it clear. Okay, so that's just kind of an update. Anything else from the board here? Okay. We don't have a date for our next meeting, do we?
No, we have to announce it.
We'll have to announce the next, actually, the next meeting is the special shareholders meeting on August 2nd at 6 p.m. And that is where people who have not voted can come and vote. We count proxies. That's that meeting, so we determine if we're moving forward to do a contract with ELS. Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I mean, we were saying not really.
Oh, you don't want to?
No, because we want people to keep it.
No, I just want,
When the voting is going, or the confirmation letters, try to be correct on it. Confirmation letter return is going well. We're close to the number we need, or we've exceeded it. But I have identified at least a dozen of these which will be rejected on August 2nd that I'm trying to get turned around to become legal confirmation letters. Unfortunately, some shareholders don't seem to understand the instructions, and I don't seem to be able to explain them accurately enough. So we would encourage everyone, if you haven't sent a confirmation letter in, to please do so.
And we have copies here if they want to sign. And there's copies right on the table if you want to sign tonight. Okay. Anybody want a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion.
At 6:53.
And a second. You Bob a second.
An emotional motion.
An emotional motion to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now, John, I'll take your question.
John Van Putten, lot 878.
Oh, wait a second. Yes?
Sorry, Bonnie, do you need anything further?
I do not. You may go. Thank you very much, Andrew.
You all have a wonderful day.
Yep.
you gonna refuse it?
I don't need that.
Okay, go ahead.
My is a suggestion rather than a question, okay? You talked about,
Okay, I'll repeat it.
you talked about possibly there being a committee that you're going to form of things to suggest to ELS on what to do. I wonder if anybody has thought about the wall on the B line.
That's a different issue, but yeah.
Yes, it is a different issue,
Yeah.
but if it was brought to ELS's attention, maybe we wouldn't have to fight the county
We
to
do
get
have to
it.
find it, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, I'll put that with the list.
Thank you.
With the list of things. And what this is this is basically an HOA committee, homeowner association committee, that will advises
Right.
when you have the kind of structure that we will have under a rental.
Sure.
Go ahead with Jenny.
Excuse me.
Hi. Jenny? It's not
Go
working.
ahead.
It's working.
Jenny, and I'm lot 1260. When they take over, if the sale goes through, will we still be unincorporated, or will we end up being part of Riviera Beach, and would our water be Riviera Beach? And
Everything stays the same.
stays the same?
Oh, you know what, I did forget to announce though, I feel bad. We received the first credit for our water for Riviera Beach. Was it 5,000? 5,000? Oh, you're right. 5,600. So
That's on a
that means we
$400,000
paid for the
bill.
water meters with the money that they're rebating us, and we have actually gotten a credit on our water bill.
Wow.
It's only taken years. Go ahead, Mr.
I wanted to ask you, you did say I could go ahead and put it in as long as I got the permits and everything, go ahead and put my
Richard
I can do that, right?
Like I said, Cecil, I dropped off a note at your home today.
Okay.
Is it a used manufactured home? It's a brand new one?
Brand new one.
Okay, then you
Yeah,
should.
and I already talked to Terry. I called him and I couldn't get a hold of him, but I'll follow what you said, yeah.
Yeah, well, if it's a brand new manufactured home from someone like Palm Harbor or Jacobson, you won't have a problem. They will get all the permits for you. But if it's a used manufactured home, you're gonna have to work through the state.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Oh, go ahead, back here.
I'm coming.
Just a second, he's gonna give you a microphone.
I'm running.
There are people who have more than one share, however, we have not sold them more than one share. There are homes in here that were bought through tax sales. Once it goes to a tax sale, we lose the ability to control who buys in here. We still can control who lives here, but we can't control who buys in here. So right now, we have a situation where we do have, not many people, maybe, yeah, just a few.
Put a number on it.
Huh?
It's a low number. but
It's a
don't-
low number, but I can't, I mean, it's like less than 10, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way less than that. So, but those are the people that got homes in here from ways other than the co-op selling them or issuing them a share through a regular meeting.
And that is the reason why we're terminating shares. We're trying to stop taxing.
Yeah, right, what will happen now is if something goes to a tax sale and we have terminated the share, the tax sale would be for the mobile but not the share. So that's part of what we're gonna do. Go ahead.
On 1316, I'd just like to know, at the last meeting, the man asked about help with his mortgage from his parents' lot.
1218.
Yeah. 48.
1248.
1248. I'm just curious, what was decided?
Well, we decided to terminate the share.
Yeah,
I understand, but are you gonna help him with the mortgage?
We're not gonna help him with the mortgage.
Okay, well, you said at the meeting,
No one-
you said it was.
We talked to him.
about it.
We talked to him.
We talked about it.
Okay, I'm just curious, thank you.
I mean, do you want us to spend your money like that way?
I'm just asking, I mean.
Okay. We have talked.
Would the bank take that home over then? And
Well,
what about
it
insurance?
was even more complex than that. I mean, that's up to the bank to decide, but, we've terminated the share. So
Okay,
from the rest, for the rest of you guys, that means that's not a share. That is not somebody that would get any part of the sale. What they do with the home is a whole different thing.
Okay, thank you.
That's part of the reason why we're terminating shares. Just a second. Go ahead over here.
Mary Ann Rowland, lot 1104.
Okay.
I'm now for.
Okay, I thought my mouth was big enough without it. I hate to bring up this subject again, but at the last meeting I had addressed you, it's got nothing to do with the sale, praying to God it goes through. The tree that's on the abandoned lot, or the vacant lot next door, that is this chevaliera that if you're on Singer's Island
Yeah.
Bridge, you can see the top of the tree.
Yeah.
I'm worried about those branches falling over, praying to God we don't get a hurricane. I was trying to find out at the last meeting if something was going to be done, or do I have to get out there and hand saw them myself?
The tree trimmers are coming in another week, 2 weeks?
And we were supposed to be here.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't, we hire people to trim. Did you?
I just thought I would find out.
No, I'm glad you did, because I thought
It's on
for a
the
second
list.
that it fell through the crack, but it
No,
hasn't.
it's
It's gonna
on
be
the
added
list.
to the list?
It's on the list for trimming by the professional tree trimmers. They got behind, so, because we have a contract with this attorney, and they come in and they do a great
Okay,
job
cool,
every
that's
year.
all I wanted to know.
Yes, yeah. I just verified with Keith.
Thank you.
Yeah, right now, they're running a little bit behind because of all the rain, but they are getting here, they're coming.
This is lot 529. The people who bought the tax sale, are they keeping up the monthly maintenance?
If they don't, they won't get any money.
But, so they just bought the tax sale, it just happened?
No, we haven't had any tax sales in the last month, is that what you're asking? We had
I'm
tax,
asking whoever bought through the tax sales.
right, they have to keep up the maintenance, yes. They
Are
are paying their
they
maintenance.
current? Are they current?
Yeah, they are current. Actually,
They
they're
normally
doing,
stay current when they get there.
yeah, when they do that, they stay current, or,
I thought we could only own one share.
But tree
We can't deny anyone once he goes up for a tax sale,
Even though we're only supposed to own.
even though it's supposed to own one share.
the
It's a
co-op.
county issue. It's not our issue, it's a county issue. It's,
But it won't happen anymore because we're terminating those shares. Okay,
Thank you.
Matt Tinker, Live 21. Just a question for the board. As we're going through this whole process, do we not follow our rules and regulations anymore? Do we let them fly by and let them slide away?
No.
What specifically are you?
Yeah, give us the specific one.
Which one are you talking?
Which one?
Yes.
Can't give you one.
Give me 7. Which ones are you concerned with?
People living here that don't belong here,
Yes.
people doing things that are supposed to be done.
Okay, well, I don't know, I know of somebody on your side that we're working on an eviction, so I don't know if that's what you're talking about. You would have to go to the office, Keith will know exactly what actions, what actions we're taking on any particular lot. It is our intent to follow the rules. But like I said, I know we have an eviction in process with somebody on your side of the park. It takes months.
I will say, while we're waiting for the sale, I see a lot of horrendous issues in the community.
Grass that is this high.
Yes.
And this guy parks his camper on the south side. And it's in front of his house every night. Someone's in it, and they leave in the morning, they come back at night, it's like literally in front of his house.
Is that very important?
We don't have any.
If you go in the gate, on the first street, you turn right.
Yeah, Mr. French.
Okay, well, I
I
do
don't
think
know about
that
that.
we need to deal with some of these
Yeah,
issues.
no, we should. I agree, I didn't know about that.
I'd be more than happy to ride with you or ride with someone and continue to get these violations done.
Well,
I will say, Keith, that she brings up a good point. And this is the point that I had with Linda too. I don't know how you can manage a community if you're not in the community. Get out in the community.
That's right.
Thank you.
Be out there to see.
yeah, I am driving around and I did see some grass. I do go, in the morning I will go around and see the grass. With the mobile home that you're talking about, we have, the camper, camper motorhome. There's no report from the security at night that's coming in. If the security sends us information, or they send us the warning that, and they usually let us know that there was a camper here or a camper there,
Well, then they're
we
not
do
reporting
take
it.
action.
Yeah, that's a problem. And not only that, there's all kinds of junk in the front yard. It's just, yeah, it's like a dump site.
Windows, it's
So-
like a real dump.
No, I am going around and I am looking at things, you know,
I'll be
I
happy to
just-
ride with you too, because I know it's hard and there's a lot, and I think that we can work together and support you in that.
yeah, no, I understand it, and I said I've been doing that.
I will say on that particular camper, we have an issue. We have tagged it several times. When we tag it, he moves it in the compound as soon as the tag is expired. What I mean by tagging is we put a 24-hour towing notice on it.
If we've
And he
done
moves it
it,
in the camper and then he moves it out. There's a lot of issues with him, and I don't know whether the board wants to take the action that's in the bylaws where you give somebody so many violations and then you can terminate his share.
That'd be following the rules. Why would you do that?
right.
No, wait, come on, man.
That's true, it's true.
We have to have a committee, that's the thing.
No, I'm not talking about a fine. I'm talking about, it's in the bylaws. If you have so many violations and they are duly noted, that you can go through a share termination process, just like we go through here.
That's right, that's right.
That's easier than the fine issue.
Yes, it is.
We're never gonna collect a penny from this guy.
Right.
Also, if we do sticker it and he moves it, the fact that we stickered it and documented it, when it comes back, we don't have to wait 24 hours, we can tow it.
Well, that's the problem, you know, since I've been taken over,
But that's a good.
I only had one report from the security of one guy that came in one night with a camper in the parking lot. And we took care of that.
Maybe we need to talk to
But I've
security
never
if
seen,
they're not.
I have never had any report coming in from the security or anything, on any violations or anybody, you know.
Well, also, I mean, there's vehicles in the driveway with flat tires. Did you get a report about that?
Yeah, that's
No.
been for 6 months.
So, security, I think we need to just confer, talk to them. But no reason why it needs to look like dump, and we're looking bad.
It ain't security's job to
Wait a
clean
second.
it.
Security.
No, it's their job to
Everything at
report
night.
it. Yeah.
You know, that's the hardest part. They can't see everything that's going on at night.
night, but during the daytime, if the office or the board of directors or you appoint a committee to ride around and point these things out. I mean, that's the way to do it. There's a trailer on our side that's parked on that first corner to the left. You go in on the north side, you turn to the left, there's a trailer that's been parked there for 3 months.
At least 3 months.
At least. And he moved it a little bit, you can see where the grass is all dead, he moved it back a little bit.
No, that's the one.
And another thing was the security goes by, he goes by at exact same time every night. Shouldn't he be doing it at a different time? Because in 10 minutes after 12, I mean, anybody can break into my house because he's already gone past. But
Okay, well,
maybe,
you probably have to talk to Randy about that, but you're responsible to secure your house.
but he.
I hear you,
know.
I hear you, you make a good point.
I make a good point, he's
Yeah.
not, if anybody's watching, they'll know where he's at all the time.
You're correct.
He's predictable. How can they miss him with the green light? If they're on the south side, they'll go on the north side.
Again, you get
They'll go on the south side.
You had your turn.
I can't have two of them even now.
Just a question. If someone has a vehicle in their driveway, does it need to be registered?
Yeah, and legal tags.
You mean the license registration?
Right.
Yes.
Does it have to be up to date?
Yes.
Thank you.
Unless you happen to live in Connecticut.
Yes.
If you have honestly, if you have a Connecticut license. Well, no, if you have we made a little boo-boo, and we towed a car that had plates that were outdated from Connecticut to find out that Connecticut no longer requires you to put a year on the test. So, even though it was said 2007, it was up-to-date registration. So there, we were trying to take care of things and we had to bring it back. Anyway, go ahead.
How long has Linda been gone?
A month?
More than 2 weeks?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was told by the office, since, I wasn't gonna bring this up, because when you started talking about grass,
Yeah.
all boundaries stopped, okay? I was told by Linda, or, yes, it was by Linda, that in 2 weeks, they would address the problem of the grass in the lake. Now, I know this doesn't affect most people, but I just turned 78. I'm gonna say this now. I just turned 78. I'm responsible for 4 people that are my neighbors to make sure that their irrigation systems work.
Yeah.
And when the weeds get so thick that they clog up the intakes, I'm the guy that's got to go into the water up to my chest. I'm getting too old for that, and I was told in 2 weeks it would be addressed. Now, if it's been more than 2 weeks, what's going on?
Our yard boy.
She's gone.
Well.
No, she's gone, I know that.
Before Linda left, you brought up that concern.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And, Aquatronics, is that their name?
Aquagenics.
Aquagenics, I'm sorry.
That's who we have.
Indicated that because of the high level of rain that we had at that time, that the weed killer spray they used wasn't working. They were going to redo it or reevaluate it in 2 weeks, and that's what they're talking about. So we'll probably have to follow up on that.
I would appreciate it, because if you go and look at it,
But you didn't like it when that snake swam by you when you were in the water, did you?
That's between
Article
me
8.
and the snake.
Gary, Article 8.
I'm sorry, what?
Article 8.
Article 8 of what? What are we
Bylaws.
talking about? The share termination?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, that's what we're using, I think.
Okay, let's go home.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
We already adjourned. Now we can-
The snake company? You and the snake?
Thank you. Just a second, I'll play back.